Okay, hello everyone, how are you today? It's Kay. So this is the 13th of February 2022 on Sunday. So let's get started. Sorry I'm late because I had the call and I wasn't able to hang up. So this is 6 minutes late, but thank you for waiting for this live stream to start. So let's check some charts today, especially Forex pairs and gold and WTI and some indices and also for the news for next week. We'll cover all these topics today, as usual every week topic. So let's watch some charts together. Okay, so yeah, let me switch the screen. Okay, and yeah, before starting here, a quick disclaimer as always. This information is basically all based on my own experience knowledge. So when you take trades, please do at your own risk. And also, if you are actually, this is live stream, so if you can please follow the rules and guidelines, that would be great. Okay, so, all right, so let me say hi to everyone and start to cover the Forex pairs for the forecast for this week. Right, Coven, thank you for joining. And Bagger, good to see you. Nadim and Richard, thank you for joining as well. Great to see you. Yeah, Richard, good morning from the US. All right, thank you for joining. All right, Eugene, good to see you too. Thank you for joining. And Jalash, also, good to see you. All right, and let's see. Yes, I'm fully recovered. Thank you, Jalash. Yeah, so I was actually surviving from COVID in January, but now me and also my wife have fully recovered. So yeah, thank you for the comment. All right, hello Lim, thank you for joining. And Payson Kishore and Bill, thank you for joining as well. Great to see you. Adam, good to see you too. Thank you for joining. And Kush, Virgilo, good to see you too. Noel, thank you for joining. All right, Homan, also good to see you. All right, Arnell and Jason, good to see you too. Thank you for joining. Yeah, it's been a while, Jason. Welcome back here. All right, How, good to see you. And Muhammad and SN007 and Faiz, good to see you too. Thank you for joining. Okay, so let's start now. Let me switch to Trading View and cover Forex pairs first. So if you're new to my channel, I basically use the daily chart and the forward chart to capture the market direction. But every weekend, I watch the weekly chart. I check the weekly chart, and every month end, I check the monthly chart. Because technically, that's when the candlestick close on this each time frame. So today, I will cover weekly and also the daily time frames to capture overall market situation. And I use Ichimoku Kinko Hyo as my main strategy. And I use Ichimoku in multiple time frames. And entries, I take the 5 or 15 minute time frame. So in case if you're new to my channel, please kindly access my website, which is linked on the below description. And come to my website. And if you hover over on free download and click on KTS, Kay's Trading Strategy, then you can access to the web page like this. And here you can find the download, the free PDF, my strategy, and also the free video of my strategy introduction. So please, if you're new to my channel, please watch the video and get the free PDF to get overall understanding of what I'm saying on my YouTube channel. So yeah, so now let's get started. So first, I will cover the euro-based pairs. So I will start from Euro USD. So I will put the weekly chart on the left and daily chart on the right. And let me cover two time frames together for today's analysis. Right, so here is Euro USD. And if you watch the weekly chart you see Kumo is flat. Kumo meaning Senko span B flat, and Senko span A is also flat, and Kijun Sen is flat. So direction is sideways, it's flat. In terms of bias, it's bearish because the market is below Kijun Sen and Chikou span below candles. So it's ranging sideways now, but from here, it could still be bearish. So my view is still bearish in the long term, unless it breaks Kijun Sen on the weekly chart. And with that in mind, if you look at the daily chart, this one is also flat. You see the Kumo is very tiny, and Kijun Sen has been flat, and Chikou span also touching. So this is showing range market. And what's more, the market is within the Kumo in the daily time frame. So I have to wait for the Kumo to be above the candles. So the market goes down like this and breaks Kijun Sen also, and Chikou span needs to be below candles. And then wait for the Kumo twist bearish, and also Kijun Sen turns bearish, and then I look for the sell chance when it happens. So because weekly chart is still bearish, I still expect the market turns bearish next week. So if it happens, I will look for the sell chance. But if the market goes up and breaks Kijun Sen, as daily chart also might look like this way, then I won't trade. No trade, because this is against a major direction here. Oh, actually, there is no direction on the weekly time frame. So as per daily time frame, this is my expectation. I look for the sell chance this week. So next one is Euro AUD. Okay, Euro AUD, what you can see here on the weekly is now range still. Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, Chikou span has been touching, so this is range. But if you squeeze the chart, then you can find the P wave. P wave is the Ichimoku way of saying triangle range. So highs are getting lower and lows are getting higher, and this is a P wave. And now the market is at the top of the P wave. So from here, it could go down to the lower part of the P wave, and it may break, or it may bounce up and it goes up once it breaks towards upside. But at this stage, we can't tell which way it breaks on the weekly chart because simply it's range as per Ichimoku. So weekly chart, there's no clue which way it goes. So in this case, I look at the lower time frames. So here is the daily chart. And daily chart is also showing flat Kumo, flat Kijun Sen. But Chikou span is still technically above candles, so this is technically bullish. So sometimes, Chikou span bounce on the candles and goes up this way. So my view on the daily is still bullish. So from here, it could go up. This way is my view. And once the market breaks the P wave weekly, then it continuously goes up is my view. So if I see bullish trend this week on Euro AUD in the daily time frame or the forward chart, then I look for the buy chance. So that's the Euro AUD. And next one is Euro GBP, Euro Pound. So Euro Pound on the weekly chart has been downtrending right now. You can see that the Kumo angle is bearish. Senko span B is down, Senko span A is also down. Kijun Sen is flat, but the Tenkan Sen is bearish. And Chikou span below candles. So on the weekly basis, this is bearish. So I expect the market turns bearish this week also. So in that case, in the daily time frame, what might happen is that the market is breaking the previous support and resistance. So it may retrace back to the previous support resistance, which is around 0.8380 level, and then continuously go down this way. So I would wait for the market to go down and Kumo down in the daily, and Kijun Sen down in the daily, and Chikou span break candle bearish, and then look for the sell chance in that case. And most probably it happens at the support level breakout. So I will wait for the breakout of 0.8305 to happen and then look for the sell chance. So let me put the arrow below the support. So once the market breaks support, then I look for the sell chance. So that's Euro Pound. I think it's bearish still. And the next one is Euro JPY. So Euro JPY, on the weekly chart, you see Kumo is up, but Kumo itself is very thin. So this is not a trustable Kumo, still upwards. And Chikou span is very close to candles, and Kijun Sen flat. So in the weekly basis, this is range. And as also you can see in the price action for the waves, it has been ranging, just going up and down through the Kijun Sen. So at this stage, we can't tell which way it's going. It might be going down this week, or it might break the resistance, and we can't really tell which way it's going. And also in the daily time frame, this is also retraced backwards on Friday, and now it's going backwards. Now Chikou span is on the previous candle, but Kumo is up. Kumo is up, and Kijun Sen flat, but Tenkan Sen is also up. And looks like market was supported by the Kijun Sen last Friday in the daily time frame. So from here, it could go up continuously and breaks the resistance on the weekly time frame. And that is my expectation. So if the market goes up, then I look for the buy chance. This sell-off was due to what happened in Ukraine and Russia. There was a negative news about that issue, and the market was JPY was bought for the risk hedge, and that's why Euro JPY went down. So all the JPY pairs on Friday went down because of that reason, and gold was bought as a risk hedge. So let's move on to Euro CAD. Okay, so here is Euro CAD. Euro CAD, the market is going down, and the Kumo has been going down first of all. So that means this is bearish in the long term. And the market retraced back to Kijun Sen. It has retraced back to Kijun Sen now. So my expectation is that the market will be resisted at the Kijun Sen, and also this level was the previous resistance and supports. So, and last week was resisted and bearish. So my expectations from here, the market goes down this way and reach to the support level on the weekly, which is around 1.41 level. And if you look at the daily time frame, daily chart is still range. Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, Chikou span is very close. So technically, this is range. But because weekly chart is showing bearish, I also expect the market goes down on the daily time frame. But I have to wait for the market breaks Kumo, and Kumo has to turn bearish, and Kijun Sen needs to be bearish also, and Chikou span needs to be below candles to be able to look for the sell chance. And I think it might take a couple of more days or a couple more weeks, because from here it could be range too, this week and next week. So unless I see bearish in a daily chart or the forward chart, I would stay away. But my view is bearish on a Euro CAD from technical analysis. And moving on to Euro Swiss franc. Yeah, so Euro Swiss franc and the daily time frame was very much the same as Euro CAD. 2 weeks back, the market went back to Kijun Sen, retraced back to Kijun Sen, and looks like it's been rejected and going down this way. So my view is bearish on Euro Swiss franc as well. But in the daily time frame, it's ranging. Market is going into Kumo. So I would wait for the market breaks Kumo, bearish, and this is bullish Kumo. So this needs to be twisted bearish sometime next week or this week. And Kijun Sen turns bearish, comes below Kumo, and Chikou span below candles. And then I will look for the sell chance. So So that's the Euro Swiss franc. But in the weekly time frame basis, I don't see any trends, directions. I mean, the momentum is bearish, like this Euro Swiss franc, because the market is below Kijun Sen Kumo, Chikou span below candles. This is bearish by the buyers and sellers balance. But in terms of direction, this is still flat sideways. And Euro CAD also on the weekly chart, Kumo is bearish, but the Kijun Sen is now flat, Tenkan Sen flat. So direction-wise, this is flat. So I'm just talking about the long term. In the long term, the market should turn bearish. So hopefully I can capture this long-term downtrend. But if not, I will just take trades as an intraday or very smaller pips in the range, because it might be supported at the support and goes up afterwards. So I simply follow a daily chart or the forward chart trends every day. But if I see the weekly trend also, that actually gives me more confidence to trade. And since weekly chart just closed last Friday, and that's why I check weekly time frame as well. So now let's move on to USD based pairs. So USD JPY, on the weekly, this is still bullish. The market has been up above Tenkan Sen, and Kumo is up. Kumo Senko span B is up. Senko span A is also up. And Kijun Sen is flat. And Tenkan Sen is bullish. Chikou span above candles and market above Tenkan Sen. So weekly chart showing bullish. So in the daily chart, I also expect the market goes up and bullish. But right now, Kumo is flat. Senko span B flat, A flat. And Kijun Sen flat also. And Chikou span touching. So in this condition, what we have to wait for is the Chikou span break. Because as you can see in the daily time frame, this is actually about the Chikou span strategy. Is that you see Chikou span has been tracing the previous candles over time. Since the 20th of December, Chikou span has been tracing the previous candles. So after this turn, the market also retraced backwards. So as long as Chikou span keeps tracing the previous candles, this week should be bearish. Should be retracement bearish as Chikou span keeps retracing. But when the market starts to move bullish will be when the Chikou span breaks and takes off from the candles. So, and that's what I'm waiting for actually this week. I closely watch the Chikou span, and once it leaves candles as the market goes up this way, this is a sign for the breakout of this double top in the daily chart. So with that in mind, I monitor on this pair, USD JPY. Okay, so let's move on to USD CAD. Alright, USD CAD in the weekly chart, the market has been ranging. So there is no direction. P wave also is observed. Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, Chikou span touching. So no direction right now. I put the up arrow on the weekly because I expect the market breaks bullish, simply because Tenkan Sen above Kijun Sen. But for the last 2 weeks has been doji and pin bars. So basically there is no direction in the market. And if you move on to daily chart, this one is also ranging right now. So because I don't see any trends, I simply stay away. Or simply wait for the P wave breakout on the weekly. So once it breaks, I come back to chart and wait until Kumo turns bullish first of all. So as Senko span B continues to be flat, Senko span A crosses over Senko span B bullish, and that becomes bullish Kumo. And then Kijun Sen needs to come above Kumo and Chikou span break, and then I look for the buy chance. And that will be a P wave breakout setup on the weekly. So next one is USD Swiss franc. Yeah, USD Swiss franc has been ranging the whole time on the weekly basis. And I was expecting the market breaks the P wave bullish, but right now, not quite. Not quite. This is still in a ranging and sideways. So now I take off this P wave analysis, and because this is more of like a box range. Box range means not the P wave, but the highs and lows are very much at the same level. So in this condition, we never know which way breaks. And so that's why on the daily time frame also, I don't expect which way breaks. So simply USD Swiss franc, I think I will leave chart this week. And the next one is Pound USD. This one is also flat within the Kumo on the weekly chart. And if you look at the daily time frame, this is still ranging. So I will just take out this arrow, and there is no direction and no trades for me. And next one is Pound JPY. On the weekly chart, I expect the market breaks bullish. Is my long-term analysis. I expect the market breaks resistance of 158.0 level and keeps going up is my view. Simply because this Senko span B is pointing upwards, and now Senko span A is pointing up. And Chikou span above candles. And what's more, you can see that there is a gold cross of Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen on the weekly time frame. You see there's a gold cross above Kumo. And this is a trustable sign for the breakout of the resistance. So in the weekly basis, I still expect the market breaks bullish. And with that in mind, if you look at the daily time frame also, you can see that the Kumo is bullish, Kijun-sen flat, Tenkan-sen is up, and Chikou span tracing, and also you see Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen gold cross above Kumo. So I expect this week the market will break resistance at some point. But for that, I have to wait for the Chikou span breakout. Chikou span leaves the candles, and then that will be the sign for a new uptrend. So Pound JPY, I wait for the buying edge. And then Pound CAD. Pound CAD has been ranging. Weekly chart is completely flat, and daily chart is also completely flat. So simply I stay away in this condition. And Pound AUD, a weekly is kind of bullish right now. Weekly chart shows a bullish new wave. Once bullish new wave, so market retracing back to the previous support and Tenkan-sen, and from here it could go up continuously. But Chikou span is touching, so Chikou span needs to break, needs to leave candles, and if it happens, then you can expect the market breaks the resistance of 1.9152 level. And as for the daily time frame, looks to be range. Still, Kumo flat, Kijun-sen flat. The market is exactly on the Kijun-sen and Chikou span too close. So this is range. So from here, we have to see uptrend to be able to look for the buy chance. Yeah. And the next one is Pound Swiss franc. This one is also completely range on the weekly. The market is exactly in the Kumo, and not only that, there is a doji candle and Chikou span touching, Kumo flat, Kijun-sen flat. So really there is no direction. And in the daily time frame also, this one is also very tricky because Kumo flat and Kijun-sen flat, Chikou span is almost touching the candles. And not only that, if you can look at the last Friday's candle, this was the pin bar. And when you see pin bar near resistance, then it could go down. So my expectation is this week, the market retraces back to Kijun-sen in the daily time frame. And usually I don't follow this downtrend in this case. So most likely I'll just let the time go and wait for the resistance break to look for the buy chance. Until then, I will just leave this chart. Okay, so now moving on to AUD pairs. So AUD USD, weekly chart showing bearish. The market is below Kijun Sen, Kumo, Chikou span is still touching, but it may bounce and continue to be bearish. And I can see that there is a reverse in wave. So it could be bearish this week or in the long term. In the months of February or March could be bearish. And daily chart is ranging. Daily chart has no trend, so simply I wait for the market to come down and break support, or Chikou span breaks, leave the candle, and Kumo twists bearish, and Kijun Sen turns bearish in the daily chart, and then look for the sell chance. Yeah, and the next one is AUD CAD. AUD CAD, it's been also bearish. The market is now below the Kijun Sen, Chikou span below candles, and Kumo has been bearish also. And last week, the market was resisted by Tenkan Sen, Kijun Sen. And I think this is one of the significant sign for this continuous downtrend. And so in daily chart, I also expect the market go down. So Chikou span break and Kijun Sen below candles, and Kumo continues to be bearish, and then look for the sell chance. Okay, next one is AUD-JPY. Yeah, AUD-JPY also last Friday was a huge sell, but on the weekly basis, there is no direction. This is simply in a P wave without any direction. So we have to hold right now. We have to hold until the market breaks either direction. And in the daily time frame also, there is no direction. So simply I will hold. Okay, and AUD Swiss franc is also ranging on the weekly and ranging on the daily. So simply I stay away. And CAD-JPY is also in the P wave on the weekly. So we see many P waves on the weekly basis on the Forex pairs. So I would say that this is a bit difficult timing to trade in the long term. You can, if you are the long-term trader, then you can watch even monthly chart. If you see any trend on the monthly, then you can follow on the weekly. But you cannot really trade on the lower time frame. And on the daily time frame also, it's been ranging. Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, Chikou span touching. So CAD-JPY is a bit difficult to trade, in my opinion, unless the P wave breaks towards either direction. So next one is CAD Swiss franc. CAD Swiss franc has been ranging on the weekly and ranging on the daily chart. So no trend at the moment. So we better stay away. And finally, Swiss franc JPY. On the weekly chart, this is more of a bullish side because the market has been up on this bullish wave. And it was supported by the trend line, and market is above Kijun Sen, Kumo, Chikou span above candles. So this is bullish. So the market may retrace back to the trend line and continuously goes up is my view. So in the daily time frame, it's range. So at this time, we can't see the trend direction. But if the market retrace and bounce on this trend line, what you can see in the daily will be, you see the retracement and the Kumo breakout, and Kumo turns bullish. Kijun Sen turns also bullish, and Chikou span breaks. And then look for the buy is my advice. Otherwise, I would stay away. So this is my analysis for the whole pairs. So now let's move on to gold and WTI. And after I review all the pairs and index and the news, then I will come back your comments if time permits. So please, stay tuned. Okay, so let's now move on to gold, commodity, and XAUUSD. So gold chart, so finally it broke the P wave bullish right now. Let me put it on the one single window because I want to see the bigger picture. So the market has been ranging and ranging, and finally market broke the P wave bullish now. And I think this is a significant move. Still, this breakout is a bit shallow. So this may be fake and the market may reverse, but I think in the long term, this is bullish. And also, if you can look at the daily time frame also showing that this is bullish. So last Friday, what happened on Ukraine and Russia, there was a negative news for the world, and that's why gold was bought last Friday. And it broke the P wave. So this could be the sign for this continuous uptrend. So it may retrace back to the previous resistance level, 1853.98, and continuously goes up. And there is a next resistance level here at 1877.61. So that will be the target if you are buying gold. That will be an initial target when you're buying gold. So yeah, this week, if I see uptrend on the gold, and if I can confirm it, and if I can capture the trading edge, then I would be trading gold finally. So I can't remember last time when I took the gold trades. I think it was sometime last year, but finally I have a chance to trade gold. So yeah, gold is bullish, so I will be looking for the buy chance. And WTI is also bullish. This is weekly, and weekly chart has been bullish after the breakout of the previous resistance level 85.58, and also in the daily chart this is also bullish. So in this case we can't really tell how far the market goes, but as long as the market goes, you keep trading the profits, and simply once the market reverses, you exit. It's my take profit and exit mindset. So if you're holding buy on WTI, then no reason to exit yet. This is extending bullish right now, as per Ichimoku Kinko. Okay, so the next one is index. I will cover some index starting from Nikkei. For index, let me cover weekly chart. So from Nikkei, on the weekly, Kumo flat, and after the P wave break, also it retraced back to Tenkan-sen now. So this week it could be bearish resisted by this Tenkan-sen, and Chikou span should be below the candles. And if you see bearish and Kumo breakout on the weekly, then it may turn to be bearish. So we will see which way it goes still. It may retrace back to Kijun-sen also, because Kijun-sen is also flat and Chikou span touching. So we have to see which way it goes in this case. And then the next one is Dow Jones. So Dow Jones on the weekly is completely ranging. And not only that, this is called Y wave. Because if you look at the two most recent highs and two most recent lows, the highs are higher and lows are lower, and this is called the Y wave. Because if you extend these lines and if you add one line, it looks Y shape in the sideways, and this is called the Y wave in Ichimoku Kinko, and this is a market to avoid the trades. So from here, it could extend all the way up to the Y wave high, and looks like the market breaks resistance, but because this is the resistance of Y wave, afterwards it reverses. Same is true on the bearish side. The market may seem to break the support, and once the market reaches on the lower part of the Y wave, it could reverse still. So technically, when you see Y wave, that's a market to stay away. So yeah, Dow Jones, I can't really tell which way it's going based on this Ichimoku analysis. And the next one is Nasdaq. Nasdaq on the weekly is also retraced back to single span A and also the previous resistance level. So the previous resistance was here at 14,091.5. So from here, because of this support by the previous resistance and also single span A, it could go up and retrace back to weekly Kijun-sen. But if this week the market start to go down and go into the Kumo, then you better not to trade, because that will be a very tricky market afterwards. And the next one is S&P 500. S&P 500 is also ranging on the weekly, no direction. Kumo flat, Tenkan span A flat, B flat, and Kijun-sen Tenkan-sen also flat, and Chikou span touching. So yeah, we can't really tell which way it's going. It may reverse and go back to single span A, or the previous support level and resistance level, it may reverse. Or it takes off bullish and retrace back to the previous resistance and supports and continuously goes up this way. But because all the lines are flat in Ichimoku, we can't really tell which way it's going. So we need to monitor until we see a stable uptrend again. Okay, so now let's go on to Euro stocks. Euro stocks is also in the P wave. So basically we see P wave everywhere in the market, which is kind of rare to see. But I think market is, or world is like struggling on which way to go for these indices. So I think this time we have to just simply wait patiently until we see next up move on the index. But now on the Euro stocks also, it's been ranging P wave also. So yeah, we can't really tell. But one thing for sure is that once the market goes into Kumo, then you better leave charts. But as long as market's above Kumo, the market still could be bullish, so you can still look for the buy chance. And the next one is FTSE 100. The FTSE 100 is now bullish on the weekly. You know, it looks all different from other index because the Kumo Senko span B is up, A is up, Kijun-sen, Tenkan-sen both bullish, and Chikou span above candles. So this one is good market to buy, or if you're still holding the buy, then you can just keep holding the buy along the way. No reason to exit until the market breaks Tenkan-sen or until the market retraces back to Kijun-sen. You can keep holding the buy along the way. Okay, so that's the FTSE 100. And the next one is CAC Krantz. The CAC Krantz is still bullish in my eyes because Kumo is bullish still. Senko span B is up, Senko span A is now flat, but the Kumo is thick enough and it has been long and bullish Kumo, so that's good. And also Kijun-sen is flat, Tenkan-sen flat. The market has been ranging for the last 3 weeks, but this is bullish, so in the long term, I expect the market goes up. Chikou span is also bullish, so we can still expect the continuation of this bullish in the wave along the way. But one thing is that once the market breaks Kijun-sen bearish, then you better hold. You better either fix profit or hold, because then it may retrace all the way back to Kumo. And this is about the Ichimoku patterns, is that one of the patterns you can see in Ichimoku on the weekly is the market has been supported by this Kijun-sen. So 3 times it has been supported. So if it breaks this time, then it may turn bearish. So that we have to watch out if you are watching and trading tech funds. Okay, next one is DAX index. So DAX 40 has been ranging now. No direction, Kumo flat, Kijun-sen flat, Chikou span is touching, very close. So no direction and no trace. Yeah, I think it goes up and down for a couple more weeks or a couple more months, I guess. So that the next one is Nifty chart. The Nifty chart is also, I would say, yeah, this is a bit range. This is range, I mean, because you can see that the Kumo is still sideways. So every time you see Kumo, you have to see whether it's up Kumo, bullish Kumo or not. And in this case, I would say that this is still flat Kumo because the previous single span level has been broken yet, has not been broken yet. So you have to wait for the previous single span A breakout to become a bullish Kumo. And then Chikou span is getting very close. But technically it's above candles, so still bullish. But the market is now below Kijun-sen. If I just take out the candles, you can see that there was a dead cross of Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen on the weekly. And market itself is also below Kijun-sen. Let me turn back the candles. And let me zoom in like this. And you can see that the market right now is below Tenkan-sen, below Kijun-sen. And it's on the Tenkan-sen. So considering the fact that the Kumo flat and P wave, I can't really tell which way it's going this week or this month or next month. So simply until we see the next big trend or next stable trend in the market, we better stay away. And this is where people lose money. When you see range market, this is where people lose money. So in this kind of case, we have to stay away, is my view. And the next one is AU200. So AU200, Australia 200 has been ranging also. The market went into Kumo and now bounced back up and retraced back to Kijun-sen. But Chikou span below candles, Kumo sideways, market is ranging within the Kumo. So no direction and no trace. So that covers the whole index on my watch list. So now let's check the news together for this week. Okay, so before moving on to news, let me have a cup of water. Okay, so now calendar from the 14th. Okay, not be later than end date. Okay, so that will be 14th until the 18th. And click apply, and we see news in the market. And by the way, I'm using the news website called fxstreet.com and calendar. So Monday on the 14th, we don't have any news. And technically in Asian chart, on Tuesday, there is a GDP report in Japan. So JP appears can be affected. And also Australia has RBA meeting minutes. So AUD can be affected on Tuesday Asian session. And then moving on to UK session, there is a climate count change in UK, so pound can be affected. And also there is an unemployment rate in UK, so that can be also impacted. And then also there is a GDP report in Euro itself, so Euro pairs can be affected. And that's it for Tuesday. And moving on to Wednesday, we have a CPI, Consumer Price Index in UK, so careful and pound pairs. And also later on in US, there is retail sales report. And also in Canada, there's another CPI. So USD in Canada, you have to be careful. And this is the biggest event for this week is the FOMC in the US on Wednesday, on the 16th. You have to be careful. So moving on to Thursday, Asian session 17th, there will be unemployment rate in Australia. So AUD pairs can be affected, and that's the only news. In Friday 18th, we have only one news, which is retail sales in Canada. And that's it for this week. So the biggest event for this week is the FOMC on the 16th of Wednesday. So before the news, just stay away from the chart and always come back afterwards. It's my advice. So that covers the whole news for this week. So now let me cover some of the comments from you and do some free discussion for the next maybe 10 minutes or so. Okay. So yeah, once again, thank you for joining, everyone. Great to see you again. So let's see. So let me cover some comments now. Richard says, Friday geopolitical news, US citizens was told to leave Ukraine because of high probability of Russia to invade Ukraine any day now. Yeah, that's a big news. That's a big news. That's a risk in the world. So gold can be bought, JPY can be bought as risk hedge, and US can be bearish, and Euro also can be bearish too, because it's related to Euro also. So yeah, due to that news, that can be the expectation. You can actually tell from the last Friday's strength chart. If you look at the currency strength chart, and this is Friday's strength chart. Hold on, let me refresh the page. And you know what happened after the news. So this was the news, and you can see that this light blue is JPY, and you can see that it was bought. And oh, I'm sorry, USD was not really sold, it was kind of sideways, but Euro was sold. Euro is red, and it was sold. And also, New Zealand and AUD were also sold. So, if there is any negative news in the world related to Russia and Ukraine, you may see this pattern again this week. Yeah, so that is my view about what's happening right now. But it's been a big news, so I'm watching the news every day. All right, let's see. Rashmi says, hello Sensei, can you give your view on Bank Nifty for the weekly, daily, and hourly? Okay, let me see. Especially hourly, all right. Okay, let me check hourly chart for the Bank Nifty, because I know there are many traders from India who are interested in this Ichimoku Kinko Hyo. So let me check Bank Nifty. Weekly chart is now sideways. At a glance, it's range. Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, Tenkan Sen below Kijun Sen, so no direction. And in the daily time frame, this is turning bullish now. After the Kumo breakout, after this Kumo breakout here, the market retraced back to Kumo, but it was held on the Senko span B and Kijun Sen, and from here it could turn bullish, is my view. And in 1 hour, this is still flat, sideways. So in this case, I watch the daily time frame and expect the market goes bullish. Yeah. That's a Bank Nifty analysis. Let me check some other comments now. Okay, right. Dink says, hi Kay, which time frame would you use as your reference time frame? Higher time frame could be uptrending, but middle time frame uptrend, but I have found price can go down on smaller time frames. Yes, it can go down. Yes, no matter how strong the market seems to be uptrending, for no reason the market retraces backwards. And that's why we need to have a good risk management skill. Yeah, we need to have a good risk management skill because we can't be confident on anything in the market. So simply when the market retraces, then use the exit with a very small loss is what I usually do. Until I set the break even, I keep monitoring the chart. Because if you still set the stop loss below the position, let's say in this daily time frame on Bank Nifty, if you buy right now, and if you put the stop loss below the previous low, hold on. If you put the stop loss below the previous low here, and if the market reverses, you have to exit very soon. And I do so by monitoring the lower time frames. But once I set the break even, as market goes up in this direction, breaks the resistance and goes up, and once I set the break even, like this, I move the stop loss manually above the position, and this is called the break even line, so that even the market retrace, you don't lose. You don't lose in this way. So once I set the break even, then I leave chart for a long time. I leave chart for 1 day or 2 days or a couple of hours in a day because I don't lose anyways, so there is nothing to worry about. But if your stop loss is still below your position, then you have to monitor until you set the break even because the market may reverse and you might have some drawdowns and you're risking still some amount of the of your count. Okay, so let me see. Let's check some other charts now. David Johnson says Bitcoin USDT is very interesting at the moment. Would you please give your analysis? All right, Bitcoin USDT. So yeah, let's see. Bitcoin in the daily chart. So it's turning bullish now, but still below Kumo. So this is daily time frame. It's daily time frame after the market broke this descending trend line. This was a sign for the new uptrend, but still the market is below Kumo and Chikou span touching. So I would wait for the Chikou span breakout and Kumo breakout, and also the previous resistance and support breakout, and then look for the buy chance afterwards. Because until it happens, it might be in a sideways or it might turn bearish still. So yeah, I will wait for that Kumo and resistance breakout to buy in this situation. Okay, so yeah, sorry, I have to go right now. So because I have an appointment. But yeah, thank you for your participation as always, everyone. So yeah, if you liked it, today's live stream, please press the like button before you leave. That would be great. And the number of my subscribers on my YouTube channel is now becoming 50K. So once it reaches 50K, then I will do some special live stream. And most likely it reaches within this week of February. So that will be a party live stream. I will be doing maybe 5 hours, 6 hours long live stream, and I might be taking trades. I may be talking about some other topics, and we just check chart together, discuss, and enjoy a real-time live stream. So yeah, when it happens, I will let you know on the community post on YouTube and also Twitter. So you will see the notification. So yeah, but once again, thank you for joining, and I will see you on the next one. So I hope you have make some nice pips this week and see you soon. Alright, so I will say stay healthy and stay safe and stay gold everyone. Bye for now. またね. Thank you.